Okay. So let's start here by taking a moment to just check in. And we'll start by noticing the sensation of the breath. So noticing if your breath is shallow or deep. Quick or slow. Notice if maybe it catches somewhere and notice where it flows. Whenever you feel ready, taking deep inhales in through your nose, into your diaphragm, if that's comfortable for you, and then long, slow exhales out. Notice if you're holding on to any tension in your body, especially around the eyes, in the jaw, in the shoulders, and in the hips. And as you exhale, can you soften and release that tension? Perhaps you feel your body start to sink and settle a little bit more towards the earth. As we go through our practice today, remember to listen to your body. Only do what's comfortable for you. If we come into a shape on the earth that doesn't feel good, please come out, come into any kind of shape on the earth that feels relaxing and comfortable for you. And then join us again whenever you're ready. Also, as I share some meditations, poems, or quotes, if something comes up that doesn't resonate with you, please allow my words to just pass by and just notice the sensation of your breath. So, from this practice, you take what you need and leave the rest behind. All right, so slowly bringing some movement here into your fingers and toes. Maybe those small movements become bigger movements. And whenever you are ready, rolling over to one side, whichever side is calling for you. And then gently making your way up to seated. All right. I don't know what I did with my white blanket so you could see a little bit better. I can't find it. So hopefully you'll be able to see. We're going to set up a ramp here at the back of the mat. So with your ramp, you're going to find 2 blocks. The one block at the back will be higher than the one in the front. So it just kind of depends on how high you want it. So the higher your blocks, your ramp and your blocks are, the more of an opening you're going to feel here in the chest and in the shoulders. But if it feels like it's too much, you can always adjust the blocks when you come down. So blocks are at the head of the mat, and then a bolster or whatever prop you're using for a bolster comes over top. So once you have your ramp set up, you're going to come and sit nice and close to the ramp and then slowly come down, making sure your head is on the ramp. You can kind of shimmy around if you need to. All right, so a few things here, and I'm going to give you options for your legs. So in the arms, if it's comfortable for you, arms come out to the side, palms face up. If your arms don't come all the way to the earth, or it feels like too much of an opening, again, you can adjust your blocks so they're lower, or perhaps grab something, maybe a folded blanket or pillow or something to place underneath the arms to bring the earth up a little closer. All right, so as always, I give you options for legs, whatever feels the best for you and your body. So maybe it's knees together, feet wide on the mat, so your knees can kind of fall into each other. Perhaps it is a reclined butterfly here. So we walk the feet together, soles of the feet come together, knees come apart. Again, you can use props here. So maybe the prop comes underneath the knees, or maybe it comes for a little more support underneath where the hip and the thigh meet. If it still feels like too much, you can always walk the feet closer towards the mat while still keeping kind of that diamond shape. Last option is to just bring the legs out long. So know that whatever option you come into, you can change throughout our holding time here. You're not stuck in any pose. If it starts to feel uncomfortable in the shoulders, in the chest, then feel free to remove the props, come down onto your back, and then maybe find that reclined butterfly or any other pose that feels good while you're lying on your back. Right, taking deep inhales in through the nose and long, slow exhales out. All right, so today's theme is a little different. I did a workshop on the weekend about connecting to self-love. So some of this is from that workshop. The true you. We all come into this world as babies with everything we need: love, light, joy, and peace. That's all that we know. And, that we're hungry, tired, need to be changed. But when you come across a baby that's old enough to smile and see you clearly, if you smile at that baby, you will get a smile back because that's what they know. And for good reasons, we begin to take on different views, beliefs, and roles, kind of like costumes that we wear. So we do this as we grow up and as we live our adult lives. Those costumes can be different things, different ways that we present ourselves into the world, to those around us, depending on who's around, depending on the situation. But who we are underneath is still that love, joy, peace, and light. These different costumes or roles don't make us different. It's just the roles that we play. Nothing needs to be changed or fixed. At any point, we can take off the costumes and reconnect to who we are inside. We can connect to our true selves and shed away those parts and pieces of us that maybe worked for us in the past, but aren't working for us anymore. So connecting to love inside, bringing to mind someone that you love and care for unconditionally, and maybe a family pet. Picture their face, imagine their voice. What is it that you love about this person or pet? How do you feel when you are connected to them, when you love them? Noticing the sensations that you feel in your heart area, in your chest. Maybe it's an expansion that you feel, a warmth, a fullness. Holding on to that feeling, but releasing the image of the one who inspired this feeling. Knowing that love comes from inside of you and is not dependent on anyone else. You were born with that love, light, joy, and peace. From here, making some small movements in fingers and toes. If the knees are out in the reclined butterfly, perhaps straightening the legs out long or maybe bring the knees together. So everyone's feels different coming out of this pose. Some people will bring one arm up along the side of the body by the head and then slowly rolling off of the props onto the floor, onto that arm. Some people prefer to use the hands to slowly come back up to seated. Take your time, nice and slow, whatever feels the most comfortable for you. We're going to keep the ramp. Okay. And the next one is a Santosha twist. We haven't done this in a while. So in the Santosha twist, a couple things I'm going to offer to you as ways to make yourself feel more comfortable. I find this is hard on my hips. It might just be my body. So I like to place a blanket kind of right where my hips will be, which is right at the base of the ramp. Okay. Another thing is some people like to have a blanket between the legs. So it will come between the knee and the ankle to protect the knee and the ankle. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up right side close to the ramp and bringing the knees out towards the sides. All right. So whatever's comfortable for you in your knee position, they might be further away, they might be closer up, might be stacked, they may not be. Again, you have that option here for that blanket between the legs. All right, so we're sitting sideways, right hip up against the against the ramp. Okay, so we're gonna bring the hands towards the sides of the ramp. You're going to inhale, lengthen your spine and turn your torso towards the ramp. And then exhale, walking the arms out. Head comes in any direction that feels comfortable for you and allow the arms to come down. So if the left arm doesn't come all the way to the earth, maybe you find a prop to place underneath that left arm for some extra support. And you can always, move around, change where your hip is on the floor, change the position of your legs, whatever feels comfortable for you. If a Santosha twist does not feel good in your body, using your hands to help you slowly come up, send me a message on the chat and I will show you a different twist. All right, so noticing here if it feels like you're trying to grip or hold yourself up somehow. Allow your body to sink and settle here. So just a note here, if it feels like you need an adjustment, you can always try and reposition your blocks so that they're a little bit higher, especially if you have longer arms. So deep inhales and long, slow exhales. A parigraha is Sanskrit for non-grasping. It means to surrender, release, let go. So what kinds of things could we release or surrender? Maybe we let go of worry, self-judgment, attachment to a particular outcome. Maybe it's the need to control others. Perhaps it's relationships that no longer serve us. It might be a job or way of being or a habit. In times of significant change or when life shifts suddenly, Our instinct is to hold on even tighter. We want to retain the known as if it will shroud and protect us. There is a story about catching monkeys by placing a peanut in a pot or a vase. The monkey puts its hand in the vessel and grabs a hold of the peanut. The simple way for the monkey to escape the vessel is to let go of the nut. But the monkey grabs even tighter onto its prize. So the question is, what is your peanut? Is there something that you are having trouble letting go of? Maybe it's just a thought about yourself or another person. Maybe it's how you think you should look. The peanuts come in many forms. An attachment to something can keep us stuck in life because we refuse to let go. Like a glass getting attached to its coaster. This vacuum creates more pressure in the way we live. When we release what we are grasping, we find more freedom. And gently bringing your awareness back. Perhaps finding some small movements in fingers and toes. All right. So when you're ready to come out of this, you're going to use your hands to help you slowly walk up to seated. And then you're going to keep your ramp where it is, but you're going to turn your body so the left hip comes up against the bottom of the ramp. So we're just coming over to the other side. So hip is up nice and close. We're going to bring the hands towards the sides of the ramp. On your inhale, lengthen the spine, turning your torso towards the ramp. And exhale, slowly walking the hands along the sides, coming down onto any side of the head that feels best for you. Make any adjustments that you feel you need so that you're able to get comfortable here. And again, if this side doesn't feel good, send me a message in the chat and I'll give you a different twist. Notice if you're holding any tension. Release, let go, and soften. Allow the props and the earth to support you. right, so we have a practice here with the breath. So as you inhale, I'll walk you through it the first few times, but as you inhale, you will say to yourself, I breathe in self acceptance. And as you exhale, you will say to yourself, I breathe out what no longer serves me. So collectively, let's take 3 breaths first. So taking a deep inhale, exhale, let go of all the air. Maybe you sigh it out. Take a deep inhale in through the nose, into the diaphragm, expand the body. Exhale out. Last one, take a deep inhale and sigh it out. Inhale, I breathe in self-acceptance. Exhale, I breathe out what no longer serves me. Inhale, I breathe in self-acceptance. Exhale, I breathe out what no longer serves me. Breathe in, I breathe in self-acceptance. Exhale, I breathe out what no longer serves me. Continuing here at your own pace. Breathing in self-acceptance and breathing out what no longer serves you. Finishing up this next round of breath, inhaling self-acceptance, exhaling what no longer serves you. Returning to your natural rhythm of breath. And I have a poem here to share with you about letting go. To let go isn't to forget, not think about, or ignore. It doesn't leave feelings of anger, jealousy, or regret. Letting go isn't winning and it isn't losing. It's not about pride and it's not about how you appear, and it's not obsessing or dwelling on the past. Letting go isn't blocking memories or thinking sad thoughts, and it doesn't leave emptiness, hurt, or sadness. It's not giving in or giving up. Letting go isn't about loss and it's not defeat. To let go is to cherish memories and overcome and move on. It's having an open mind and confidence in the future. Letting go is accepting, and it's learning and experiencing and growing. To let go is to be thankful for the experiences that made you laugh, made you cry, and made you grow. It's about all that you have, all that you had, and all that you will soon again. Letting go is having the courage to accept change and the strength to keep moving. It's realizing that the heart can sometimes be the most potent remedy. To let go is to open a door, to clear a path, and to set yourself free. Bringing some small movements into your body. And then whenever you're ready, using your hands to help you come up to seated. Okay. We are going to come down onto the earth and come into a bridge pose. So you're going to remove your props and you'll just need one prop. So maybe it's a folded blanket, a foam block or two, or a bolster. It'll just depend on how much of a height that you want here. Okay, so our supported bridge. We'll come down onto the earth. Feet come down a hip distance apart, knees are bent. So you're going to take your prop and you want to slide it underneath so it's not in the low back, but it's further towards your feet. So the between the low back and the tailbone, might even be under the tailbone a little bit. All right, and then arms are going to come out anywhere to the side that's comfortable. So it could be like right by your body, out in a T shape, out overhead, palms face up towards the sky. All right, so while you're here, you can always make adjustments with your prop. You can make it a little bit higher. Maybe you need to come a little bit lower. And then options here, knees can come together, feet can come apart. Or if you want to bring a little bit of a stretch into the front of the hips and into the front of the thighs, extending the legs out long. Might just be one leg. And then I can give you about a halfway notice so that you can change to the other leg if you wish. Maybe it's both legs. So find whatever feels good for you here. So we want to be able to soften into this shape, soften the back. So sometimes it means coming out and finding another prop. Maybe it's a folded blanket. That could feel a little bit better. And remember, you don't have to stay in any shape. If you wish to come out early, feet come back to the earth with bent knees, feet are hip distance apart. You push your feet into the earth to lift the hips and remove the prop from underneath you. And then allowing the back to remain flat on the earth for a few rounds of breath before you make any kind of movement. All right. So while you are here, for maybe a little bit of a stretch here in the head, turning your head to one direction. So looking over one shoulder. And to feel more of a stretch here along the neck, bringing the arms down by the sides of your body, palms face up. This is for you, Michael. All right. So after we let go, we release, we practice a parigraha, non-grasping. The next thing we can bring in is ahimsa, which means no harm, no violence. To choose compassion, not only with others in the world, but with ourselves. And we do this with our bodies, being non-violent to our bodies, listening when it's telling us something, making adjustments if we need to because it doesn't feel good in the pose, providing our body what it needs. Maybe it's rest, maybe it's something else. But also ahimsa in the words that we say to ourselves and the thoughts that we have about ourselves. So, a story that I would like to share with you. I was speaking with someone about some issues that I was having. The person that I was speaking with pointed out how mean I was to myself, how hard I was on myself, thinking I needed to be better or perfect. And that person said to me, the next time you want to say those harmful things to yourself or be so hard on yourself, I invite you to picture your daughter. My daughter was about 5 at the time. And just the thought of bringing her into my mind and saying those words, it made my heart kind of sink and think, why am I saying these things to myself if I wouldn't dare say these things to her? Ahimsa is a reminder that all actions come from a place of love. So we're halfway through here. If you wish to turn your head to the other direction, if you're in that one leg extended bridge pose, switching to the other side. So one way that we can choose or remind ourselves to choose love, to be self-compassionate, is to perhaps find a mantra that you can say to yourself. So a mantra can be something that is kind and loving. Maybe it's something you would like to focus on for a period of time, a way you wish to work towards becoming. So my mantra before was I am enough. I am enough. A reminder that underneath all those costumes, all those layers of things that we put on ourselves, the way we project ourselves, the way we show up in life, underneath all of that is love, light, peace, and joy. So no matter what happens in life, no matter how I show up, I am enough. Maybe there is something else that you wish to say to yourself. May I be kind to myself in this moment. May I be kind to myself in this moment. Okay, so gently bring both feet back to the earth, knees are bent, bringing your head back to center. Whenever you feel ready, you're going to push your feet into the earth to lift the hips and slide the prop out from underneath you and slowly allow your back to come back down towards the earth. Trying not to make too much movement here just yet. Allow the back to soften. And then whenever you're ready, bringing the knees wide on, not the knees, I'm sorry, the feet wide on the mat. And windshield wipering the knees from side to side to release any tension you feel here in the low back. If it feels good for you in your body, perhaps you hug the knees in towards the chest and rock from side to side, or maybe making circles in your knees. All right. So we're going to come into Shavasana. I'm going to offer you a variation here of Shavasana that might feel good for the low back. So you're going to grab a hold of your bolster, or maybe it's pillows, whatever you have that can be nice and thick. You're going to place the bolster underneath your knee. You may have to come up to do this. Okay, so the bolster will come underneath the knees, and you're just going to kind of shimmy and shift around so that you're able to get the back flat on the earth. Find whatever variation feels best for you in your arms. If you can, turn the palms up towards the sky. What is your mantra? Maybe reconnect to that mantra. Allowing your body to sink and settle here. Sorry, know that you can come into a different variation of Shavasana if you wish, if there's one that's more comfortable for you. As you exhale, softening in the body, allowing your body to sink and settle towards the earth. Perhaps reconnecting to that unconditional love that you felt at the beginning of the practice. If you need to, maybe bring back the image of the person who inspired it. Noticing what you feel in your body. And then slowly releasing the image of that person, holding on to that feeling of love. Notice where you feel it in your body, expansion, warmth in the heart or chest area. And then I invite you to picture yourself when you were a newborn. You haven't done anything yet besides breathe. You are perfect with infinite potential. Imagine your face. And then sending your newborn self the following. May you be peaceful. May you be happy. May you live with ease. May you be free from inner and outer harm. May you care for yourself joyfully. Notice how it feels in your body. If any resistance or judgment arises, just label these as mental events, reactions, and then come back to the sensation of your breath. I invite you to bring to image yourself right now at this age. Where do you shine in your life? What do you love about yourself at this age? If this is difficult to do, perhaps you fuse the image of your infant self with your current self, or maybe bring back the image of the person who inspired that love and compassion in your heart. And sending your current self the following. May I be peaceful. May I be happy. May I live with ease. May I be free from inner and outer harm. May I care for myself joyfully. Noticing what you feel in your body. Noticing any resistance or judgment if it arises, and just label them as mental events. May I be peaceful. May I be happy. May I live with ease. May I be free from inner and outer harm. May I care for myself joyfully. And bringing your awareness back to your breath. Noticing where you feel your breath in your body. The quality of your breath. Bringing your awareness back into your space. Perhaps finding some gentle movements in your body. Maybe those gentle movements become bigger movements. So if it's comfortable for you, rolling over to one side and staying there. If not, maybe just stay on your back for a few more rounds of breath. And I invite you to take this moment to thank yourself for carving out this time to take care of your body, your mind, and your heart. And then, whenever you're ready, slowly making your way up to seated. And once you get there, lowering or closing your eyes. Taking deep inhales in through the nose and long, slow exhales out. May you be safe from harm. May you be happy and free from the causes of unhappiness. May you be healthy in body and mind. May you live with ease of heart and be at peace no matter what comes to you in life. Thank you for joining me this evening. Have a good evening.